Ethan had always dreamed of living a life unchained from office walls. At 28, after 5 years in a corporate job that drained his creativity, he finally made the leap. He sold most of his belongings, packed his laptop, a small camera, and a few clothes into one backpack and bought a one-way ticket to Lisbon. His new title was simple yet liberating: Digital Nomad. Lisbon welcomed him with golden light and the smell of roasted coffee drifting through cobblestone streets. He rented a small apartment with a balcony overlooking the Tagus River and began working as a freelance designer for clients around the world. His mornings were filled with the sound of keyboards and the laughter of neighbors speaking Portuguese below his window. At first, the freedom felt overwhelming. There was no boss to remind him of deadlines, no meetings at 9, no traffic to complain about. But with freedom came a new challenge: self-discipline. He learned to wake early, plan his projects, and balance work with exploration. Afternoons often meant walks along the coast, sketching street musicians, and tasting pastel de nata at his favorite cafe. After a few months, he joined a co-working space where travelers from different continents gathered. There he met Layla, a writer from Canada who documented stories of remote workers. They shared dreams of seeing the world and conversations about what it truly meant to belong nowhere yet everywhere. Lisbon became more than a place to live. It became the first chapter of a global education that no classroom could ever teach. From Portugal, Ethan and Layla moved east, chasing sunrise across Europe. They took a train to Budapest, where the old and the new met at every corner. Days were filled with design projects and writing deadlines, nights with jazz bars by the Danube and discussions about the meaning of work and happiness. The cost of living was low, but the cultural wealth was immense. Ethan noticed how his creativity flourished in each new city, as if travel itself recharged his imagination. Their next stop was Istanbul. The air was filled with the call to prayer, and the city stretched like a bridge between two worlds. Ethan worked from a rooftop cafe overlooking the Bosphorus, while Layla interviewed local artists about digital freedom. It was here that they realized how technology had erased many borders. With a laptop and Wi-Fi, they could work from anywhere, yet they also saw how easily people could lose themselves in the illusion of connection. They began setting digital boundaries, spending evenings offline to talk, cook, and write letters instead of emails. Months later, they arrived in Chiang Mai, Thailand, the unofficial capital of digital nomads. The community there was vibrant and supportive, filled with freelancers, coders, teachers, and dreamers. Ethan taught design workshops, and Layla published an online magazine about the remote lifestyle. They learned new skills: meditation, Thai cooking, and even basic language phrases to connect with locals. Life became a rhythm of discovery: morning work sessions, afternoon motorbike rides through rice fields, and evenings watching orange skies fade behind distant hills. But not every day was romantic. The unstable internet sometimes disrupted deadlines, Time zone differences caused sleepless nights, and the absence of family grew heavier during holidays. Still, they found meaning in these challenges. The journey was teaching them resilience, adaptability, and gratitude, qualities no textbook could offer. After nearly 2 years on the road, Ethan began to feel a quiet pull toward home. The adventure had given him countless stories, but he missed roots, the comfort of familiar voices, the touch of seasons he grew up with. Layla, too, started writing more about belonging rather than escape. They decided to end their journey where it began, back in Europe, and reflect on what they had learned. In Paris, they rented a small studio near Montmartre and looked through thousands of photos from their travels. Ethan realized that his best designs were not about beauty alone but about connection, how colors and forms could bridge cultures. Layla's writings had evolved from travel notes to reflections on human values in a digital age. Together, they launched an online course called The Creative Nomad, teaching people how to work remotely with purpose rather than just freedom. When Ethan finally visited his hometown again, friends asked if he regretted leaving everything behind. He smiled. "Travel did not change who I am," he said. "It revealed who I could be." He had learned that being a digital nomad was not about endless movement, but about living intentionally, knowing that home can be any place where your work, your heart, and your growth meet. Layla continued writing her book, Across Continents, Within Ourselves, while Ethan opened a small design studio that collaborated with global freelancers. They still traveled occasionally, but with a new sense of balance. The journey across continents had ended, but the inner journey, the one of learning, connecting, and evolving, had only just begun. Their story became an inspiration to many, proof that technology can set us free, but only when guided by purpose, curiosity, and compassion. The digital nomad's life was not about escaping reality. It was about expanding it, one country, one story, and one lesson at a time.